I will be today talking about smart agriculture technologies that is suitable for urban and peri-urban and agripreneurs. So that is one means through which we can empower our future urban farming, future agripreneurs in cities and towns. So I am heading the Center for Gender in Agriculture, Nutritional Security and Urban Agriculture is one of the core areas, and in urban agriculture we are trying to uh, build the capacity of the officers in agriculture and allied sectors, so that what are the opportunities in urban agriculture, what exactly urban agriculture and peri-urban agriculture means, what are the different technologies that are used that is available under urban and peri-urban agriculture. And as we all know that it is a digital era where entire thing is being digitized and we are making maximum use of the technology. So for agriculture also, we know that now in agriculture also we are promoting a lot on these type of innovative technologies and innovative packaging practices and things. So here I just thought of that already. We are working on promoting the concept of urban and peri-urban agriculture. That emphasis is now coming on India, that is Skill India, Make India, and Agri Startups, incubations, and all these are things which are much sought now. So, to concept that urban and peri-urban agriculture, how smart agricultural technologies can be used by the budding or the aspiring entrepreneurs who wish to carry out some startups or incubation activities related to agripreneurship using these smart technologies integrated into agriculture. So that is all the crux of my presentation today. So I will be sharing my screen from here only and hope it gets changed there now. So before we move on to this urban and peri-urban agriculture, so we need to first understand that what urban and peri-urban agriculture relates to. We all know that India is primarily agricultural country and where two-thirds of the people resides in the rural areas, and how. But we all are also aware of the fact that now interested towards agriculture. The farmers next generation are not thinking about farmers family. They are wanting their son, daughters to get good education, get into good jobs, and move into away from the village life to a city life. So that is a concern that how to. That is another one in concerns that is a matter of concern for agriculture. That what about the next generation agriculture? How can we bring them into agriculture? Because even if the farmers next generation are not available for farming, then who is going to share the burden of producing food for the nation? Because farmers, our annadata, they are the main responsible people who produces food for the people. So this is how urban and peri-urban agriculture has started gaining importance, and moreover we also see that most of them are migrating towards cities and towns. So when they are there is a gradual increase in the urban population in decades back, because now many of the people, skilled, semi-skilled workers are also moving towards cities and towns for a better uh, remuneration, for a better livelihood, for additional income. So the rural population is declining gradually and urban population is increasing. There is an imbalance of that. So that also is one challenge, and there will be no producers at a point of time if everybody is moving towards jobs and so that is a concern. So there is a with this thoughts in mind that now we have to promote urban agriculture also, that everybody who is in cities and towns, they also either as a profession or means as an entrepreneurial activity or as a hobby, but they should produce something for that should meet a certain extent of their food requirements. So this is what peri-urban means, the slum areas, the outskirts of the cities and towns. So any um, areas that is adjoining the cities and towns in the periphery of the that, so that also any such type of agricultural activities that we carry out, and that does not limit only to crop production. It is related to horticulture where fruits, vegetables, flowers, it is apiculture, it is related to mushroom production, it is related to goatry, dairy, any such type of poultry, meat and meat products, even aqua fisheries related to artificial fish pond that can be created to rear fish into that. So all these type of activities that can carried out from the cities, from the towns and the adjoining areas or the outskirts surrounding the city and town, that all comes into the purview of urban and peri-urban agriculture. So more and more emphasis is now because of the imbalance that has been created in urban and rural population, and the uh, this orientation of the producer farmers family towards um, agriculture. So all these concerns, and we are and also the growing population also. So there is a need that there is a saying that if we eat food, we must grow something. It may be a leafy vegetable, it may be one vegetable or one fruit, whatever is possible within our means, but we should. So we should not just be consumers. Some contribution in the form of food production should come from every individual, because we all are here living on food. Our existence is on food. So that is one way of addressing food security, because and you are well aware of that few years back during the COVID time, this urban agriculture, peri-urban agriculture, rooftop garden, kitchen gardening, all had gained lot of importance and significance, because we all know that that time food was not easily available for all. So this was the time when people had realized the importance of growing something at their own home scale level, household level, and ensure some percentage of food security for their family. And that time many vegetables and other food things. So this is one way, and we can also reduce the food miles, because there are many advantages of having our own kitchen garden, our own rooftop garden, our own vertical gardens, and all this. So these are very much because safety is also one thing that is a very important thing, because we all know that how much chemicals and all these harmful things are. We are getting different types of diseases through the food that we are eating, the harmful foods. So, but if we are growing our own, so definitely we are ensuring a food safe food for ourselves, and also the food miles is reduced. Whenever we want to use it in the kitchen, we will immediately harvest and bring it to the kitchen. So nutrient retention will be high in that. But when it comes to we purchase things from the market, and as the more the distant market it comes from, the more the nutrient loss happens through the different channels or path it reaches through. So the food mile, the more the distance of the food from the place where it is grown and the place where it is consumed, more nutritional loss happens. And there are many advantages. It is adding to the greenery of the environment, reducing this climate changes, so reducing the temperature and the global that impact of the climate change. It is having that on giving more oxygen and making the things. So there are a lot many. It is also stress reliever. If you have your own, you can imagine that how much stress relieving it is activity, it is a hobby, it is so many advantages are there of these type of. That is why urban and peri-urban agriculture is uh, being promoted, and usually it was to be started at the household level. That at the household level, when people are already having some aesthetic, where they add aesthetic value to their home and surroundings, why not to enrich or with some useful things like vegetables, fruits that will be more useful for the family and add to. So these are some of the things by which we can ensure food and nutritional security. So this is why the urban and peri-urban agriculture is becoming so popular nowadays. Uh, So, when we are promoting these urban and peri-urban agriculture, so we all know that it is we are talking basically of cities and towns where we are living in flat systems. Mostly now we are in the flat system. Hardly we see people staying in independent houses with a lavish area in and around their home. So within the limited space, that is one of the challenge that how to grow food within the limited space in the balcony or in the mm, window sill or the space that they have in front of their corridor and all, how to make use of these spaces for, because it's unlike an independent house where you have a roof, a complete big roof, you have a backyard, front yard, or any other stairs besides the stairs and all, and other available space, it is not there in the flat on the modern houses. Uh, and also we know that there is a lot of mm, there is a water scarcity also, because every city is now with the every coming years we are experiencing water scarcity in cities and towns. So with that it's becoming difficult to carry out these type of um, uh, agricultural practices at the household level, because it requires, but there are lot of options available for that, where we can make use of the used kitchen water. So whatever water is being used in the kitchen for vegetable and this washing and all, that can be used for that. So, but of course, it requires certain amount of water. But that is can there strategies, can there are options available to overcome that. Mm. Pollution and soil degradation and contaminated soils, these are another challenges, as we know that yes, soils is one thing that is important. But when I will be coming to the smart agricultural technologies, so we can overcome these challenges of soil degradation, where now we talk of hydroponics, aquaponics, where soil is not required at all. We can soilless cultivation we can go for. So, but these are the challenges that it is difficult to get a healthy soil, uh, contamination free soil, and most of the things that we grow on these contaminated soil, definitely it gets infected with pests and diseases. And another challenge is that since it is done at the household level, uh, we can say that the rate return on investment is very less, because we invest more and we will getting the vegetables we get, and that may not be um, cheaper than what we get from the market. But of course there is other advantages of it, that we are getting a safe food, we are getting a chemical free food, we are getting more nutrient rich food. So these are also intangible benefits of that we does not need to make the economic benefit. But if you consider just the money from perspective, then definitely the setup that we will put on in a one time investment, and that and the maintenance of that may be high in comparison to the cost of the vegetables or the fruits that we get out of it. So these are some of the challenges here. But here, and if you see the overview of the this smart technologies, when we are talking of, so that now this era itself is a smart era, where we are talking of smartphones, smart agriculture. So likewise in everything smart word is being added. So here then we see that how smart agriculture again means that the same thing we are doing it, but we are making use of the available technology. So whatever the technology is available, we are using these technologies to integrate into our existing practices, so that we can increase the production, we can increase the efficiency of the manpower that goes into it, and it becomes the production remains sustainable. It's not that fluctuating with the scenario or the situation that comes or the crisis where that happens. So it is more or level it is a means of sustainable agriculture also. So in today's time, we are also concerned about sustainable agriculture. That how we can make, give sustainable agriculture model to our farmers so that they do not have uncertainty about production, and it goes on year and year with the same efficiency and with the same production. So by using smart agricultural technologies, mm, there will be these type of assurance, surety to the farmer to the farmers. And when we are here talking about our urban and peri-urban agriculture, it means that nowadays if you see our graduates and even after graduates also there are a lot of interest among the students now after doing graduation, that they want to have their own startups, they want to have their own enterprises. So there are some, there were few people, like-minded people, the students, the young minds, they live with energy and all, and creative ideas and all, with all the technology savvy, they come into these type of ventures so that they want to have these types. So for them, it is very useful for them that they, being in the city and town also, they can carry out agricultural activities with a smart means. So there we see that they can integrate all these things like Internet of Things. Sensors are being used to detect and evaluate the need or the requirement of particular plant, crop, or field like that. And we have a lot of data-driven decisions that related to market prices, related to weather forecast, related to input application, related to management of the diseases and the pests and all. So lot of data driven decisions are being taken in agriculture, where the entire thing is programmed, and as per the program the things will be decisions are taken. So if their human intervention, human attention and intervention, and their mind taking the decisions is minimized, and the entire thing is taken over by the mm, uh, these smart technologies. So when we come over to these times, there are many avenues and opportunities available for our agripreneurs. So like it's not just only limited to the traditional type of vegetables that they grow now. If you see particularly if you examine the market or the supermarket, particularly for fruits and vegetables section, you will see that a lot of exotic vegetables are available. Lot of exotic vegetables, and because people have a demand for these now, not only by the home skill consumers but also for the restaurants. Lot of restaurants are there, lot of food outlets are there, because now you see, if you observe, it has become a practice that particularly the weekends, people are crazy about eating outside. So there is a lot of demand of dining out, particularly on the weekends, and that is where agripreneurs, particularly those in urban and peri-urban agriculture, they can capture this, and they can provide those type of exotic vegetables like if you look at the Subway, they claim to be a healthy food outlet where they provide all healthy options to them. But they use the celery, they will use a lot of lettuce and a lot of these type of leafy vegetables and all, zucchini and all, so many of these type of exotic things that they will use into their things. So these are some of the things that they can capture, and there, if they want to get into the entrepreneurship of these type of exotic brands of vegetables, fruits, and other foods that I mentioned. Mushroom is also, you can see that nowadays most of the mushrooms are produced in cities and towns, because in the village level, very less and scale it is being, and whatever is very few are there. But now in cities and towns, because it is around the year supply is there is around the year demand for different types of mushrooms. You see that there are so many startups and agripreneurs coming into mushroom business, because there is a lot of demand on that. So here in Internet of Things also, they can that can be used for these type of things, where they can connect these sensors, and it can be monitored remotely. Uh, just like we all know about the drones. Now, how drone application has become so important, and here our government is also promoting drone application in agriculture in a very big way, and here manage itself they are providing a capacity building of krishi sakhis. So all these Krishi Sakhis identified under NRLM, so they are being given, trained in drone um, operation and also in the repairing and maintenance of drones. So these Krishi Sakhis, who are the para women extension workers, so they are getting trained. Almost 10,000. Government has a mandate or target of training 10,000 Krishi Sakhis. mm, in drone operation and its maintenance. So this is one way of entrepreneurship for them, that once they gain complete this training successfully, they can either be used as a master trainer to train the other fellow men and women of their community is one way. Another way is that they can use it, use it as a hiring center for drones. They can those who want drones to be applied in their field, they can hire it from them, and on a rent basis they can use it, or they themselves go. If somebody doesn't know how to use drones, then they can go into their field and then apply the needed inputs and they charge for it. So that way Krishi Sakhis are being trained so that it becomes a means of livelihood for them, and also one asset for the government to use it as a master trainers for them. So likewise smart irrigations are there now. Lot of data is being collected. So these are some where Internet of Things are being you explored in agriculture, and with the best the impact of these things is that um, the inputs are used in a very minimal way. There is less wastage of the inputs. Otherwise, what happens? The fertilizers and the other insecticides or pesticides that currently they use, it is a general application. Whether the plant is infected or not infected, or general application is done, and all the plants will be getting those pesticides, insecticides, application, fertilizer, and all. But in these type of things, only the plant, or even within the plant also, only the foliage, only the leaf or the other part of the plant, that they sense it to be infected, only it will spray in that parts only, and not even the complete plant also. So that precision will be there. So that much precision agriculture will be there, and this helps them to take a real time decision. So as and when it is, they sense it, they detect it, and immediately they will program in that way that it will go and apply in that way. So these are some of the advantages of having these type of smart agriculture technologies, which are very well suited to urban and urban agriculture scenario. We all are also familiar with the vertical farming technologies. Vertical farming, as the name suggests, it means a layer farming. It is done in the as this is decided based on the height of the plant. So from the shortest to the tallest, the layers will be designed that the shortest, then above that layers will be created, so that different heights it goes, and within the same unit piece of land, we can get 5 6 varieties of plants depending upon their height. So we are using the vertical space, because now the horizontal space is also a constraint in agriculture because of the fragmentation that is happening. Due to the fragmentation, the lands are being broken into small pieces, and that's how it is. The space for each family is becoming very limited, and within that limited family space, they want to have maximum growth. So this is one solution where this type of vertical farming is becoming also very popular in areas where they have limited space and they want to go for a large scale production and different varieties, also large scale as well as different varieties at the same time. So this is also very much suitable for urban scenario where space is a constraint. So that's why you can see that nowadays even in cities and towns, for that is for adding greenery to the cities and towns, adding more oxygen to the and bringing down the temperature that glow and climate change impact of that. So now even the pillars, if you see the pillars, the walls, they are all airports also, you see all public spaces where their vertical space is available, they are putting the plants in the vertical frame. So this is when the uh, when we are doing it for the our vegetables and the fruits, depending upon their height, so these are being used. These type of technologies can be used in aeroponics also, in hydroponics also, and using artificial lights like LED lights also. Where these so these are a perfect and ideal the enterprise ideas for the urban and the peri-urban um, uh, aspirants. So when I was mentioning about the soil, I have mentioned that nowadays even soilless cultivation is possible, and that is hydroponics. So hydroponics is where it does not require any soil, just the nutrients, and that also there will be two types of nutrients, nutrient A and nutrient B. And then nutrient A is a macronutrient, and then B will be micronutrients. So whatever the macro and the micronutrients that is required by the plants, so that will be in the dissolved in the water in the solution form, and that will through inlets and outlet pipes it reaches to the plants, and the whole thing will be circulating in that way that uh, mm, in a very limited space, we grow. Usually, the big farmers or the entrepreneurs, agripreneurs in cities and towns, they are opting for these type of options where they grow leafy vegetables, particularly like celery, lettuce, iceberg lettuce, different types of lettuce, even cherry tomato, strawberries. So different types of coriander, this palak and other leafy vegetables also, which and all they will grow mostly in these types. And there you will see that the production is good, and also there is no chance of any infestation because the soil is in the media is not available. Soil is one means through which the plants get disease and pests. So since there is no, it is soilless, so the chances of having infection and infestation is minimized considerably. So that is one advantage of this. And usually it requires a lot one time investment in the installing those infrastructures and all. Once the setup is installed, then the recurring expenditure will be not so high, but the produce is very expensive. They are sold if you buy these celery and different types of parsley and lettuce and all. It's very expensive. 100 grams of that we have to pay 150 rupees to 200 rupees depending upon that. And in that also they will be live, they will be also sometimes bringing it freshly harvested. So and mostly they contact with the restaurants, they contact with the food outlets, these big farmers or the entrepreneurs who take up these type of enterprises as a part of urban peri-urban activity. They are all mostly they do B2B the transaction. Basically they will be selling it to these type of things. At the household level also hydroponics is available, is possible. At the household level also we have a small household level where we can keep the that setup in a balcony also, and in a balcony also they can at least grow some leafy vegetables where they don't require soil. And since they don't require the soil, so there is no need of using pest management things or the disease management or nutrient management, because already that nutrient is being the needed nutrient is being uh, given to them through these solutions A and B that is there. And in that only aquaponics is another thing where they integrate fishery also with the existing hydroponics things, because if it is a combination of hydroponics with fish farming, with the idea that we all know that these plants exhale oxygen and inhale, and when fish it is the reverse. So whatever the nitrogenous wastes are generated by the fish, by the fecal matter or the oxygen that they generate, so whatever the nitrogenous matter is excreted and exhaled by the fish, that is recycled into the plant, which becomes the nutrient for the plants. And whatever is exhaled and by the plants, that is rooted to the fish, and the water is getting recycled. So the same water in which mostly the artificial pond and artificial water bond structure that is developed to introduce the fish into that. So they use that interchanging the exhaled or excreted matter between plants and fish ecosystem, because and this is how the resources are utilized to the maximum uh, uh, extent, and it becomes very economical also, that they are all interdependent upon the things that they exhale or excrete. And this is how aquaponics is also being. So most of the hydroponics unit now they are using aquaponics also, because in the same thing with a little more thing, they can have two different types of enterprises. They are having a fish also. So these type of things also is possible at the household level also, where small we have done one study into some 4 years back, 4 years back, to understand the extent of food and nutritional security met out through urban agriculture practices. So in that we had conducted a study in Hyderabad itself with 100 active practitioners at the household level, who were into this urban farming practices, where they were using different means. So we found that one or two respondents type of fish, artificial fish pond also, and they were using it for growing the rearing the fish also. So this is possible at the household level, and of course it is very much suited for entrepreneurial purpose also. Greenhouse automation is also, we all have seen since very long time, that greenhouse where they are protected cultivation, that we also call, where we will regulate the temperature, humidity, and moisture, and all into what is required by them. And this is also one of the smart agricultural practices that that is taken up by many of these mm, agri entrepreneurs to grow things in a protected environment, because wherever, because it is in the open always, we have to it is very difficult, particularly in the summer season, where the temperatures are too high to protect our delicate type of fruits and vegetables. So in this way they are regulating it, and particularly they like capsicums are there, again cherry tomatoes, or English cucumber, all these type of things that different types of beans that are there. So these type of things that can be used in the, we are all very much familiar with this. So now in the greenhouse also, earlier they will just have a green shade, and they will, and that it will be the shading, the 70% shading or 80% shading, that depends upon the climate condition of the place. And along with that it will be completely automated also now, with the regulators and all, that will set the temperature and the humidity and all those we can regulate. So the greenhouse or the poly house used to be earlier, and now with the advent of the technologies, now automation has come up in the greenhouse also, that way where we can again have machines installed, and the regulators will be there that will regulate these temperatures. And this is all becoming also wherever we can control the climatic conditions, definitely the production and the quality of the produce also will be good, high quality, and this is where it will have more economic value and will be very much suitable for the business purpose from the agripreneurship point of view. Mm. And drones, as I had mentioned, that drones and now even the robotics, artificial intelligence, all these things are becoming very popular, and the government is also very supportive of this. And through different schemes of the government, they are promoting, as I had mentioned about the drone, Krishi Sakhi's drone Didi. That is that scheme is called Namo Drone Didi scheme that has been recently launched by the Ministry of Agriculture, and they are also using it in a very big way. And now you can see that drones are not only, we have seen the drones being used in taking pictures in events and programs, conferences, and weddings and all, and now the same is being used in our agriculture also, where they are saving lot of inputs for the farmers, so the cost of cultivation is coming down. So when the cost of cultivation comes down, definitely the income, the revenue, that they get from it will be more. So a lot of these type of technologies are also there. Then we have artificial intelligence, where we see there are these type of artificial intelligence and big data, and you will see a number of successful case stories, successful case studies, where you can see that by using artificial intelligence, mobile-based app, this data analysis, they are able to predict and analyze uh, how much requirement of the inputs are there, and what time, and in what plants and crops, and so in the entire thing is now a data driven. So if you see, a lot of mobile apps are also there. In these mobile apps also, you can see that these mobile apps will give us the usage of different inputs, and indicate the prices, indicate the inputs from where they can collect, and when, and even the selling also, the buyers and the sellers are also connected in all this, where they can easily get inputs, and they can easily identify the buyers for that. So everything becomes so much used, that the big data that they generate through these inbuilt softwares and the programmed software. So these are the things that are being used by our urban agripreneurs, urban farmers, and they are using it in a big, not only for their own field, but as an agripreneurial opportunity also, that as a consultancy services. So any farmer or any other who are into agri food production system, so they hire the consultancy services, where they will give the plot size, and all those they will take the data related to the soil, to the plot size, agroclimatic conditions, and crops that they are growing in, and all using all these input feed informations, they generate the data, and then they give them predictive analysis, and this is how they are optimizing the things. And it is these are used as a consultancy services also. Either all these types of whatever we have discussed, either it can be used as a consultancy or services to the client, or who are for agripreneurs or the farmers, or they can use it in their own field also. By having these type of systems in their own field, they can use it and minimize the cost of cultivation, and increase the income and the revenue, and also productivity. Production will increase, efficiency of the all the resources that go into it, and everything is minimized into that. So this is how these type of things are also being used. Then we also have the sustainable practices and renewable energy. Now a lot of practices going on renewable energy, where solar energy, we all know that how solar energy is being used, wind energy is also being used, water is being recycled, so that rainwater harvester, different rainwater harvesting structure is being created. Solar powers, solar paints are being installed. Any available space that is possible, they are a lot of support is there through the government, also through different schemes, where if anyone is interested to set up these type of structures in their, either at their household level or in their field or any other space available. So there is a lot of policy support through coming by subsidy and all that government is providing to encourage more and more people going for solar power generation, or using the wind energy, wind to for that also for energy electricity generation, energy generation, and of course recycling of water and rainwater harvesting. These are all things that are giving some opportunity to conserve our limited resources like water and energy, electricity and all. So this will also bring out our cost also, because electricity paying the electricity bill for the usage of different machineries and other things is much higher than what we can freely get from the solar power or other wind energy and all. And of course we are also talking about carbon credit, carbon footprints. So these are all green strategies that reduces the carbon footprint and makes it eco-friendly. It is eco-friendly, sustainable practice. That is why we call it as a sustainable practice. So lot of support is there, like government policies and supports are not only for these smart agricultural technologies what you discussed, but also overall for the promoting urban and peri-urban agriculture in cities and towns. So many states, state government, they provide subsidy to the beneficiaries who wish to start urban or peri-urban agriculture activities as a rooftop garden, or as a front yard, or a backyard, or as a whichever space that is a kitchen garden, what wherever, either in public play buildings, even in public buildings also government is promoting it, that through subsidy, that if anyone is interested in even in the schools, like the school buildings that we have, we can use the school rooftop or available space, or if even you have a public offices, government offices, so all those government buildings, whether it's school, office, or any other institutions that is under state or the central government, those buildings, if we are using the available space, lot of subsidies are, different states have different subsidy provisions for them. And also handhold in that capacity building, giving them free training how to start, giving them the starter kit to start with, and also subsidy on um, the overall setup that they will, like here we have in Bihar, we have in Rajasthan, we have in Telangana, so many such Karnataka also, many such states are coming out with these type of policies and support, where they can provide financial and technical support for smart farming. And these the even the Ministry of Urban and Housing Affairs, they are also providing lot of capacity building and the needed seats and the starter kit at a very subsidized rate to them, to promote more and more. Because the only thing is not only that space is used, but they are promoting food security for them, that they are producing some food for themselves or their family. So that is why the government is very proactive to promote these type of initiatives. And there are still much lying ahead in urban agriculture, whatever is explored till now, what we have discussed till now. Ahead of this also many things lies, like blockchain technology and robotics is yet to come. So these are, I mean, the future of the emerging technologies, where artificial intelligence blockchain and robotics will also be very soon used for promoting urban agriculture by the agripreneurs who are in urban agriculture practices. So they will be using further exploring these smart technologies which has already been explored in other sectors, but here it has to be used. So in coming years we will see the usage of these smart technologies also, and that it can very well meet the food security and the nutritional challenges of urban areas. And also with this more and more investment in smart agriculture, that is another opportunity that lies ahead, that many will come forward to invest in smart agricultural technologies wherever means if any entrepreneurs are like the banks, they when they submit their proposal to the banks for grants for loan and all, so they will be willing because they see these as a future, that they have a good future ahead, so they will not hesitate in sanctioning loans. So lot of investment and other opportunities are also lying ahead of this. So this I know that this is in this the whole thing centers around the smart agriculture technologies, and in the coming days you will be getting to know more about these because I have seen your schedule in detail. So this first intro maybe as an introductory session, that what are the different smart agricultural technologies that are can be used in urban and peri-urban agriculture context, and how these type of things can be used by our aspiring and youth who are thinking that agriculture is not a lucrative or is not a attractive thing. So definitely these type of smart agricultural technologies when integrated through the urban and peri-urban agriculture practices will definitely bring more and more graduates or the aspiring youths into this sector, and that food it will no longer be that we have to depend on the rural or the farmer's family to for the food, but a considerable extent of that can be met out through these urban and peri-urban agriculture practices also. Because when we had done our study in Hyderabad, which I have mentioned, we understood that particularly for the vegetables, they were able to meet almost 50 to 60, those who were very active practitioners in urban and rooftop gardening and all, they were able to meet almost 50 to 80% of their families vegetable needs, because they are more interested towards vegetable production, and lesser focus on the fruits, because also reason may be that it takes a little time to grow and a little more resources and efforts, but vegetables are much easy as compared to fruits. So maybe because of that, and vegetables are the staple mandatory part of our food plate every day. It is consumed. Fruits is considered as an optional food, but it's not an optional food. Fruits also is a mandatory part of our food plate, because our food plate should have all the food groups on a daily regular basis. So maybe these type of extra practices will definitely bring diversity to the food plate in the uh, family in at the city and towns level also. And there's a lot of scope lying ahead future. There's a good scope future for agripreneurship opportunities using smart technologies uh, through urban and peri-urban activity agriculture practices. So this is what I wanted to discuss today. And if there is any question, so I'm ready to take the questions now.